Nice. Very good. Alright mate, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. Hope we're all doing well and staying safe. Today I'm going to be showcasing my thoughts on this new EP by my boy Tek Genesis called Dualism. Now you might recognize him from some past videos of mine. Well, I know you're watching, soz bruh. Sydney-based producer William Crocombe has definitely had a busy past year. After a rebrand to his new alias, he released his debut album Temp and a Temp remix album on Division Records, which, if you didn't know, is run by music powerhouse Noisia. Yes, the one and only Noisia. Mad ting. And fast forward to the end of May this year, we've come to the release of his new EP called Dualism. 7-track collection spanning 25 minutes, which is, and I quote, an exploration of the dualistic property in sound. Yeah, very interesting to say the least. And just by looking at some of these track titles, you can definitely see the motif and theme he's going for. Arcane Energy, Blood Moon Prophecy, Icarus, Liquid Injection. Yeah, definitely some outer space, celestial, extraterrestrial vibes going on here. So when I first listened to this EP, I knew I'd get some distorted, laser-like breakbeat production, and that is exactly what I got. It is reminiscent of a G. Jones, Flume, EEPROM type sort of production, and I bet these artists were a massive inspiration when he wrote this EP. Anyway, starting off with the first track, Sequence 999. Has that eerie Tek Genesis watermark. Almost seizure inducing. And then it progresses to a lively house type beat. The percussion well placed. Yeah, the overall sound design just top notch, man. I guess my only fault with this track would be that the second drop, which is more of a breakbeat sort of production, starts off slightly jarringly. The way the track flows between the first and second drops just feels a little bit disjointed. In tracks 2 and 3, Dualism and Arcane Energy, the G. Jones influence is probably most prevalent. It wouldn't be fair to say that he's blatantly ripping G. Jones off, but I can definitely hear some similar characteristics. But even then, both of these tracks are just fucking fat. And in saying that, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So, yeah.
Anyway.
Dualism has a very winding and panoramic feel to it, with that distorted sub-bass and vocal cuts laid in between. The break sections with the drums are just so good. And then you get that ethereal sounding synth just laid over the top, just so fat. The second drop starts off with those steel drums, and then progresses into some mental drum and bass. Wait for the steel drums. The percussion and layering, again, so well placed. Even those maraca shakes at the end of the track, just overall just so good. Arcane Energy similarly has those distorted bass lines and that breakbeat drum and bass pattern. The layering and production, again, so hard hitting, and that acidic synth just layered on top, just so sick. Moving on to track 4, Blood Moon Prophecy. Again, it maintains that disjointed breakbeat sort of style. The first drop is a meld of a whole range of elements. I especially love that mixture of that triplet and quadruple synth pattern. And the laser-like bubbling production in the background, just so sick as well. Track number 5, Icarus. Man. This is just the amalgamation of distortion. Distortion. Very minimalistic, gurgling and wet introduction, and then straight away you get hit with those twisted and distorted bass lines. Wow. What? Yeah, extremely grungy and grimy. The second drop is more of the same. With this one, it just feels a little bit disconnected and erratic, as in there's not really a rhythm present, just one distorted bass line after the other. Track number 6, Tempest. Once again, a great range of sounds in this track. First drop, we got those classic distorted bass lines, mixed in with those breakbeat kick drums. And then out of nowhere, you get these warm and flowery sort of synth lines. Definitely reminds you of Flume a lot. I really love this one. It maintains that metallic and industrial type feel, but it has that Flume future bass sort of vibe as well. Oh yeah. This part right here. Yeah. Super fat. And the last track, track 7, Liquid Injection. Bro, Liquid inject this shit into my veins, man. This is probably my favorite off the EP. Definitely get a very celestial outer space vibe from this one. Further exhibited by the narration by one John Fitch, rambling on about the planet Mars and about how NASA launched the Mariner 4 back in 1964, which I believe performed the first flyby of Mars.
Hello, I'm John Fitch. Man, since the beginning of time, has wondered about the stars and the planets.
The stars
Our
and the
neighbor planet
planets.
Mars.
And then suddenly it builds up and it unleashes just filthy drum and bass. Just distorted, explosive, so impactful. That rattling bass line just so sick. And those synths just layered on top just adds to the spiciness. I just wish there was more of this, as the rest of the track just proceeds to close out, with more narration by John Fitch, layered with those distorted, winding bass lines. There's not really a second drop present. But anyway, overall, this EP by Tek Genesis is quite sick. Really love the EEPROM, G-Jones and Flume vibes. Some tracks I feel didn't flow that well and were slightly disjointed, but I definitely did enjoy that breakbeat style and the drum and bass vibe this EP gave me. Definitely big things coming in the future from Mr. Tek Genesis. Anyway, those are my thoughts on this EP. Hope you guys enjoyed. What was your favorite track? Which track didn't you like? Please let me know in the comments below. Anyway, please like and subscribe. Stay safe. Tek Genesis Dualism EP.